this is your Valentine's love reading for February 2023. I've decided to shuffle on screen now instead of premeditating. I've just decided to switch it up a little bit because I think people like to see when you're shuffling on screen. So I have pre-shuffled. I've just done the Libra reading. So if you have any placements in Libra, go check them out. I'm trying to get through them all by tomorrow, by Valentine's Day, so bear with me. These videos will be uploaded today at latest tomorrow. So we are going to pull some energy for you, Scorpio. We're going to pull some energy for your partner, and we're also going to pull some mutual energy to see what's going on with you guys. Also, I am going to be pulling some cards from a few other different decks for clarification, including a deck that I created for myself. So one more shuffle. Okay, let's see. Okay. So first thing I'm seeing, with regards to how you're viewing your current situation, Scorpio, you've got the 10 of Swords here. So the 10 of Swords talks about ruin. It talks about something coming to an end. It talks about something not really working out in your favour. I'm just going to adjust the lighting to see if you can see the card a bit better. That's it. So this is not a great energy, Scorpio, to start the reading on. So you're feeling like this situation's ruined. You're feeling like this situation isn't going to improve with this 10 of Swords. And how you're feeling towards this situation, you really kind of just want something completely brand new. So something's come full circle. I feel like whatever you've experienced with this other person is all that you are going to experience, maybe in this lifetime, maybe just in this situation. I am seeing the number 10, so that might be significant for somebody out there. 10 might resonate with somebody. Somebody's birthday might be on the 10th, something to that degree. But yeah, it just seems like there's an ending to a situation. A situation's completed. It's come full cycle. You may be wanting to try to figure your way out of a situation as well, I'm seeing, because it's just causing too much hurt and pain. You may be feeling betrayed by somebody. You may be feeling like your partner stabbed you in the back, or they're just not giving you what it is that you need in order for this situation to go any further. With this 10 of Swords, it really can talk about kind of betrayal. It can talk about an ending. It can talk about a painful ending at that. So it's not something that you're probably happy with either. It's something that you're very, very disappointed about. I'm just seeing that you're looking at this 10 of Swords and you're really kind of trying to see things from another perspective is what I'm hearing. You're really trying to see this situation outside of yourself, if that makes sense. But I do feel like something's opening up, something brand new is about to begin in your physical reality. So this could be, I do feel like it may bring about an ending to this situation. So maybe you're kind of trying to step into this new phase of life. Maybe you're kind of, starting a new job, or, I don't know, traveling or visiting family abroad or something like that. I'm feeling like there may be a sense of distance as well. There's some type of distance between you and your significant other. Now, there is no gender in my readings, so take it how it resonates. If I say she, it could very well be a he. And if you need to flip the roles, then flip the roles also. But yeah, I just feel like there's an element of distance here. There is travel that's indicated. So maybe somebody travels, or maybe somebody travels to work again. Like I said, there is like this element of just somebody not really being around. If you can see what I mean with the 10 of Swords and this World card, it's almost like it really pains you to not be around this person because they are out, they're off, they're doing something out in the big wide world. I'm feeling also that there may even be a struggle to communicate with this person. Like maybe let's say you're speaking to them on the phone, or you're video calling, or you're doing something like that. It's almost like this situation is becoming more and more painful. It's almost kind of highlighting the fact that maybe the two of you are not meant for each other, or that there is very distinct differences. There could even be a cultural difference, I'm hearing. If it's not a cultural difference, it's just kind of you and your partner live life very differently. And it's almost like when you've removed the passion, when you take the passion away from this situation, let's just say, it's almost like it's very apparent that the two of you have less and less in common. So it's almost like this ending is inevitable. It's almost like it's coming into play. It's coming into fruition. It's almost like it can't be stopped. On your partner's side, we've got the Two of Wands and we've got the Knight of Cups. Now, the Two of Wands is really how this partner's seeing this relationship. This is talking about connectivity. So the Two of Wands, the wands represent a spark. So this person may believe that there is a spark between the two of you. I wouldn't really go as deep as to say that it's chemistry. I'd say that there is just a spark. There is a spark of passion. Maybe this person kind of acknowledges that there are similarities between the two of you. They may acknowledge that, you know, there is just an element of connection here. So this person's seeing the fact that they are connected to you. There is some kind of connection. There is some kind of, I'd like to say physical connection, to be honest with you. So the two of you do come together physically. So maybe this is kind of, I'm not really hearing a friends with benefits situation. I'll be completely honest, but we'll have to get into the reading more to see that. But it's almost like I do feel like you and your partner, or the significant other, have been passionate. And it's almost like this is what they keep coming to you for. It's almost like that's what they see in this scenario. That's what they see. So it's almost like they're not seeing emotion. They're not really seeing that. It's kind of like physical. It's you may even physically live with this person, but this person may travel for work, is what I'm hearing with this Two of Wands. I'm also hearing that there may be actually effort that's required when the two of you two connect. It's kind of like it's not something that flows. Maybe you may butt heads a little bit, I'm hearing, because the two of Wands is very much Aries energy. So it's almost like the two of you may butt heads quite a lot, but there is like this physical connection. Now, this physical connection, again, like I said, it's almost like I'm seeing like homeland, or I'm seeing like somebody working away from work to come home, and there is this physical connection. So you are intimate with this person physically, but it's almost like when the two of you are in separation, it's very hard for you to communicate. It's almost like it's very apparent that the physical connection maybe supersedes the mental connection. I feel like the two of you, like I said, it could even be a language barrier I'm seeing. There could be, you know, the two of you may speak very different languages, or if it's not like physical languages in like the spoken language, it could be just like in terms of your own psychology. You're kind of both on different pages. We've got the Knight of Cups showing up here with regards to how this person feels in this situation. Now, the Knight of Cups does talk about emotions, so there is definite emotions that this person feels for you. However, it's a knight, not a king, so the knight's very wishy-washy, very in and out, very kind of up and down. This is someone who will kind of come in, tell you everything that you need to hear. It's kind of, I wouldn't even say seduce you, you know, this is just like sweet nothings I'm hearing, a bit of pillow talk going on, but then it's almost like as soon as they come in, the kind of the wishy-washy, and it's just a little bit flighty. So, straight off the bat, that's what I'm seeing. It's not a great start to the reading, I'll be honest. However, I just feel like this person may also feel like they want to maybe walk away from this situation as well. It's almost like they come in for some passion. You know, the two of you connect, the two of you share, you know, maybe a night of passion or something like that. But it's almost like their emotions are leading them elsewhere. And this is actually showing as them walking into the future with that cup of love, and it's like they're taking it with them. So this person may actually want to explore their options with regards to their emotions and maybe step outside of the relationship because they're realizing that this connection is purely physical. It's almost like this connection is very much, I'm hearing like convenient. It's like very convenient that the two of you connect and reconnect for whatever reason. So, but in regards to their emotions, it's almost like as soon as when they come in, they leave with their emotions. So it's almost, again, it is like that little bit of a friends with benefits situation. But it's a struggle, and I feel like it's mentally draining on you. I feel like you're actually thinking a lot about this ending this situation, maybe kind of going off on your own path, you know, starting something new, you know, getting yourself back out there, maybe dating other people, just exploring your options, basically. So you've got the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups really talks about enjoyment and pleasure. So I really feel like you want to bring that sense of enjoyment back into your life. You really kind of maybe want to go out with the girls, you know, let your hair down, or the guys, let your hair down and just have this. This is like really an energy of being free, an energy of growth, like emotional growth as well. I do feel like emotions are neglected in this scenario. It's not something where, you know, I'm not looking at this spread and saying, oh my God, you two are completely in love. I'm looking at this spread saying like there is some physical quality to this relationship that's keeping the two of you together. It's not really emotional. I feel like it's very convenient. I do feel like there is distance there, and I do feel like that this situation is coming to an end. I'm also hearing like two very different lives. It's almost like two very different lifestyles. Now, we've got this Three of Cups here. So the Three of Cups can often talk about leaning on some people for support, like a group of friends, for example, discussing your situation with them, talking to them, getting advice from them, asking them what you should do, you know, really kind of trying to see things from their perspective. The 3 is a number of growth and creativity. It's ruled by the Empress, and the Empress really talks about being that divine feminine, being abundant, having enough love to give other people, having, you know, just feeling really content within yourself. And I feel like in your spread, it's almost like you're finding more pleasure outside of this relationship than you actually are inside. When you're going out and when you're kind of mingling and socializing, maybe when you're kind of going out on a weekend or meeting up with friends, it's almost like that scenario is bringing you a lot more joy than this current situation with your partner is. This partner is also keeping the emotions very close to the chest. So maybe there could be, again, this struggle with communication. It's almost like, I just really feel like somebody's really ready to step outside of this situation. I think the person that you're dealing with knows that if they leave this situation, there is going to be some type of obstacles to overcome. You know, things are not going to be easy. They are going to have to really tread carefully with regards to you and them. But it's almost like they've prepared themselves, they're preparing themselves to really kind of go off in their own direction, really. Like I said, this person's very flighty when it comes to their emotions, so they may be not really fully comprehending how they feel outside of this physical connection that the two of you share. They've also got the Four of Pentacles here showing up. So the Four of Pentacles really talks about holding back. This talks about not wanting to invest. This talks about not really wanting to move from the current situation, not really wanting to kind of shell out is what I'm hearing. So money could be money could be significant in this connection, especially in regards to the other person. This is really talks about financial stability and really sitting on your lot and not really wanting to invest, not really wanting to pay in, not really wanting to kind of squander their energy or the finances. There is like a bit of a block here as well. So I'm feeling like somebody may be in quite a bit of a selfish mentality when it comes to kind of exerting energy into this relationship, or just like finances, maybe. There's just something like where this person is maybe very focused on the money. This may be the person that works away quite a lot. It's almost like that's money on the mind all the time. If you can see, they've got this little mandala on the forehead, and it's all this person thinks about is like how much things are going to cost, how much things are going to, you know, things are kind of stacking up as well, I hear. So it's almost like things are beginning to stack up for this person as well. Again, we'll pull some clarifiers, but the mutual energy is the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Cups. Now, the Wheel of Fortune really talks about things moving along nicely. It's almost, I'm really seeing like a clock and things just ticking over. So it's almost like the two of you are kind of keeping things ticking over. So it's not like really apparent. I don't think like there's any abruptness with regards to kind of ending this situation. It's almost like things are just ticking over nicely. There may be some good opportunities that have come out of this situation as well, because the Wheel of Fortune really talks about Jupiter, and Jupiter is about expansion. It's about things expanding and growing and evolving. So maybe this relationship really has evolved the two of you. It really has brought this sense of growth as well, and opportunities, like I said, like experiences. It's been a whole new experience for the both of you. Jupiter really represents the husband as well. So this could be your husband. This could be a husband that you've been with, you know, that you're married to, basically, that works away from home. It could be that you're actually spending a lot more time with friends than you are this current partner. So it's kind of brought you to this place of, you know, maybe I should end this situation. Maybe I should bring this situation to an end so that I can really get out there in the big wide world and explore myself and, you know, and what the world has to offer. It's almost like there's this very, you know, travel is indicated heavily in this reading. So it's to do with the fact that somebody travels, or somebody wants to travel, or somebody is intending to travel. But it's almost, I'm getting this feeling like when this person comes back, the two of you do connect. The two of you, there is some physical connection there. Again, the physical connection could just be the fact that you both live together. But it's almost like this person is very flighty. This person's very wishy-washy when it comes to their emotions. They're not really kind of somebody that is there emotionally. They may keep a lot to themselves. This person may like to drink as well. So the Knight of Cups does talk about drinking. It's mutable water, so it's Piscean energy. So this represents things like euphoria and nostalgia and sedation. So this person may drink to sedate themselves. This person may be drinking and using alcohol as a coping mechanism, especially with this Seven of Cups showing up. This is really talking to me about the good and the bad that comes from this sedation, if that makes sense. It's almost like, you know, when you say, you know, when you go out and you have a drink and you let your hair down, you know, that's good, but it's almost like that one too many and the situation can completely flip on its head. It's almost like I'm getting a bit of a vibe of that, but this is showing up in mutual energy. So it's almost like there's a sense of confusion when it comes to the development of this situation. That's it. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune here again. It talks about the development of a situation. The wheel is a wheel. It moves forward. It goes the mile. It goes the length. And this Seven talks about delusions and, you know, really not seeing things for what they truly are. It talks about that fantasy state, that really kind of, you know, being in your head and making up all these scenarios and really, you know, some of them positive, some of them negative. I'm just really, again, I think I got this in the last reading for Scorpio with regards to substance abuse and really not seeing the world through you know, it's almost like not really seeing reality for what it actually is. It's almost like things are being masked over, things are being deluded or diluted. It's really kind of an impure energy that I'm getting. So this could indicate somebody's drinking habits. It could indicate somebody's, you know, because the Three of Cups really does talk about partying, talks about going out and getting involved, getting yourself involved in these social circles, letting your hair down. I feel like this may be shared energy with regard to the two of you. The fact that alcohol may be, or substances may be very relevant in this dynamic. And it's bringing this sense of confusion. It's bringing this sense of, you know, what's real and what's not. Like, do I have feelings for this person? Do I not? Do I want to be with this person? Do I not? Do I want to step out on my own path? Do I not? Do I want to end this scenario? Do I not? And there is this physical attachment between you and this other person. There is this physicality there. Like I said, two of you could just possibly live together. But I do think that there is just some clouded thoughts with regards to how is this situation going to progress? How is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? And this is shared energy. So it's not, you know, one person's thinking this, the other person's thinking something else. The two of you are acting in very different ways. However, together, mutually, you're both kind of at this place of, I'm not really sure where this is going to go. I'm not really sure if this is going to last the test of time. I'm not really sure if this is going to go the mile. So it's almost like there is this element of using substances or drinking in order to mask that. It's almost like you're saying, oh, well, you know, I'll deal with it tomorrow. So something really is being suppressed in this situation. Something's not being realized, or something's not wanting to be addressed. So there is an avoidance here. So I'll be, you know, if the Two of Swords comes up, then that's confirmation. But there is almost like an avoidance. A choice does need to be made. And I feel like this choice needs to be made in regards to the other person of where it is they actually want to plant some seed, where it is they actually want to establish themselves, because we've got a choice here. A choice, twos indicate choices, and it's almost like, do I want to do this or do I want to do that? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? And it's almost like this person's visualizing which way they want to go, or which, you know, how to put the best foot forward, what's best for this person, what's best for the relationship, you know, which way, you know, what direction is it going to go in? But at the moment, as it is, this person may be keeping their emotions to themselves and they're really not investing into a situation either way. They're just kind of being very, very stagnant in this situation, this physical relationship that the two of you have. No one's really making any moves. Again, like I said, there is this avoidant energy that keeps coming up, and 10, I'm seeing 10, 10, 10. So that could be relevant. Like I said, there could be somebody's birthday, could be the 10th, or, you know, just something to that degree. This could also symbolize 10, as in 10 is October, I believe. Yeah, the 10th month. So something could be relevant, or something could happen in October, possibly even the 10th of October. So we'll get some more information on this. Okay. So again, we've got the 10 of Pentacles. So really this does talk about a marriage. This talks about a committed relationship. This talks about, you know, the family, the legacy that you leave behind. It really talks about, the 10 of Pentacles is about, you know, the be all and end all, really. And I feel like this is a situation that you're possibly contemplating leaving, because the 10 of Swords represents an ending. It's almost like this situation hasn't worked out in your, you know, in the way that you would maybe have hoped. I feel like there is a lot of involvement from peers at the moment. There's a lot of people involved in this situation. You may just feel like you're just floating around and really hanging around for this other person. It's almost like their life's evolving, but yours is very stagnant, and you're finding pleasures and joys outside of the relationship. So you've kind of got to a point where you're saying, is it time to end this now? Is it time for me to kind of go off on my own path and do my own thing? Because I'm actually finding more pleasure outside of this relationship than I am inside this committed marriage, or I am inside this committed situation. What you've got to remember is, with marriage, there is a lot of responsibility that comes with that. You know, this talks about something, you know, this is something that's built together. This is something about, you know, if you can see here, it's almost like paths crossing. Our paths crossed, and it's almost like, you know, something was built off the back of that. But now you're really sat in that energy and you're saying, you know, is this what I wanted? Is this what I imagined? Is this what I expected? So you're really asking yourself these questions at the moment. But even more than that, you may even be asking people around you, people that you trust, people that you support, to kind of gain a sense of clarity in a situation. But ultimately, you know, the decision's down to you. The decision to end this situation is down to you. There may be some fear attached to this as well with the World card, since the world is ruled by Saturn. So there is maybe some fear with regards to some kind of legalities, some type of, maybe, again, if you're married, it could be with regards to this, divorce settlements and things of that nature. Who gets to keep the house? Who gets to this? Who gets to that? So you may be kind of mulling over that as well at the moment, trying to think about, you know, what's going to happen? You know, what am I stepping into? It's almost like you're stepping into the unknown. And although you are kind of craving this sense of freedom, there's a fear that's attached to it, because it's almost like, you know, I'm hearing like, am I going to regret this? Am I going to regret doing this? Because, you know, if you was to end this situation, there would be no going back. Like, that's it. It would be final. Like, the 10 of Swords represents a finality. You know, this person's dead in this card. You can't go back. There's no going back. There is a lot of pain and there's a lot of suffering here I'm seeing as well. So maybe you're feeling like you're just suffering. I also feel like you might spend a lot of nights on your own as well. It's almost like I'm seeing that cold chill of the night, you know, when things are really quiet, when you lay down in bed, you know, that's when all these thoughts come to you. That's really when you're in your head. I don't think it's the night. It's not like the 9 where it's causing this sense of anxiety and that kind of thing. It's almost like... I'm just feeling like it's quite passive. You know, all these thoughts are coming to you, but they're not making you like, ugh. It's almost like it's very passive. It's just they're coming and they're going. But in actual fact, they're quite destructive. It's making you feel very, very isolated and left out in the cold. Maybe like you're less involved in this dynamic than you really want it to be, or you should be, really. So on your partner's side, again, we've got this Judgment. Now, Judgment really talks about the last chance, the last opportunity. Again, this is very symbolic of the 10 of Swords. It's really kind of, you're both mirroring each other to a degree. With regards to up and down emotions, not really knowing what to do, this Judgment really talks about the final curtain. It's about being called to the stand and having that judgment cast over you. Now, it's almost like, again, this is finality, this is final decision. It's almost like, you know, it's now or never. We need to make this decision now. It's ruled by Pluto, and Pluto talks about destruction. So this can talk about a breakdown with regards to a marriage. It can talk about a breakdown with regards to a relationship, because you don't have to be married. This Ten of Pentacles could just talk about a relationship that you've been in for a very long time, that you committed yourself to. So with the Judgment card, it's really talking about like that final ruling, like we need to make this decision. I feel like someone is reluctant to kind of speak up and speak out about this, but it's almost like it's getting to a point now where it's developed and no one really knows where they stand. There is this element of confusion, and I'm seeing like pros and cons. There's pros and cons to both situations, which may be why you're both feeling quite stagnant in making a decision. But again, Judgment's ruled by Pluto, and Pluto really seeks out the dark. It really seeks out the dark in order to bring it to the light. So something really needs to be acknowledged here, especially on your partner's behalf. Maybe it's the fact that they're constantly leaving you in the dark. Maybe it's the fact that they're constantly keeping their emotions to themselves. It's almost like you really don't know where you stand with this person. They're not really the best communicator when it comes to their emotions. It's a little bit like, and it's almost like you're saying, no, I need to know. Like, I need to know the truth. I need to be able to make a decision for myself. And if you're not opening up and you're not speaking to me clearly, you're not speaking to me with clarity, then how am I supposed to make that decision? How am I supposed to figure out what's right for us, what's right for the relationship, what's right for everybody involved, really? So it's almost like this person may be feeling like this situation's also died a death, because if you can see, they've got these, this, it's almost like a family in this card. It's like a man and a wife and a child, or, a man and a woman and a child, or whatever. And it's almost like they're rising from this grave, they're rising from this dark place, they're rising from this, it's almost like a situation being transformed. So maybe this person does have the they are wanting to transform this situation, however that may be. But again, there may be this element of fear there. There's this element of the unknown. Okay, so both of you are kind of holding back on making any moves because there's this fear of, well, what's going to happen. There is just this real reluctance of starting on this brand new path. So I'm going to pull some more cards from another deck to try and get some more clarifiers on this situation. So we've got the Chariot showing up, the Hierophant, again, symbolic of a committed relationship, and the Chariot is all about moving forward. So in terms of signs, you could be dealing with a Capricorn, a Sagittarius, a Cancer, a Taurus, or a Pisces. But the Chariot, again, is all about moving forward, pushing through, pushing ahead. This is really talking about gaining some type of control over a situation, trying to maneuver and manipulate it so that it's fruitful. This really is symbolic of trying to create that environment, that new environment, or that environment for yourself, if that makes sense. It's ruled by the moon. So the moon talks about, again, things not really being seen, things not being acknowledged, things, secrecy. There's an element of like just repression, basically, repressed emotions, people not speaking the truth and what it is that they actually need to say in order for this situation to move ahead, to move on. We've got the Hierophant showing up here, which came out next. The Hierophant, again, is symbolic of a wedding. It's symbolic of a marriage. It's symbolic, really, of teachings and, guidance, and really listening to that inner guide, and really listening to that voice within that really directs you and tells you, it really kind of, I'm just picking up some type of moral compass, some moral compass. Is something to do with a moral compass here, trying to listen to that moral compass, what's right, what should I do, what's right for me, what's right for the other person. Again, I'm seeing that there is this element of going outside the relationship for advice. You may be actually seeking advice from some type of a counselor or some type of spiritual guide. It could also be somebody that you just trust and respect, basically, somebody who is has a level of authority over you as well, not so much like parents, but just somebody like, it could even be a teacher. Let's just say you were taking classes or something like that. You're kind of stepping outside the relationship in order to seek a sense of guidance. The Four of Cups really is talks about just completely being over a situation, not really knowing what to do, removing yourself from any kind of emotional interaction. This cup is really interesting because it's reminding me of the cup of this knight here. So it's almost like when this knight comes in to show you a sense of emotion, it's almost like you're not wanting it. It's almost like I just feel like you may have even fallen out of love with this person, because you're looking at this Three of Cups and saying, well, do you know, when you're not around, do you know, when you're off doing your dilly-dallying or whatever it is that you're doing, I actually have a lot more fun, you know, just really kind of being around the people that that support me, basically. So it's almost like whenever this person comes in with this cup of love, you're kind of just over it, and you're just saying, look, it even says it on a jumper, like, I don't know if you can see that, but it says over it. She's just not interested anymore. I do feel like a spark has died out. That's really what I'm trying to get at with this reading. This spark, this thing that kind of, that brought you two together in the first place. It's almost like it's dying out, and communication is becoming very, very tense. You know, things are not happening in the way that you would have hoped or probably thought if in the first instance, if that makes sense. Things are just getting very, very strained, and probably a little bit stressful as well. Again, like I said, Two of Swords was going to come out. This is a card of avoidance. A situation's being avoided. Okay, so maybe this is you, maybe this is your partner, but whatever's going on, I feel like this is mutual energy. You're both avoiding a decision that needs to be made. Now, the reason why is because you're protecting your heart space, okay? You want to make sure that whatever decision it is that needs to be made is the correct one. So this is really kind of weighing heavy on the both of you. It's almost like you're needing more information, you're needing more clarity, you need more. So this is why you're stepping outside the relationship to get guidance from other people. You know, you might be saying things like, what should I do? How should I approach this? You know, if I talk to them, how should I approach the conversation? Again, this is really a card of going within and really trying to find that clarity, that thing that just tips the scale and says, right, okay, I know what to do now. If you can see in the back, there's almost like an eclipse as well. So this really talks about big, big changes. So whatever decision is made, it's going to change things in a drastic way. It's going to change things in quite a big way, to be honest with you. The Knight of Pentacles showing up on the bottom of the deck is really symbolic of, again, taking your time, trying to make a decision, but not moving. There's no rush here. Things are ticking along, like I said. Someone's really, really taking the time with regards to approaching this situation. I feel like somebody has some type of idea of how they want things to turn out, but they're taking the time to come around to that. They're not approaching it, and saying, look, we need to sit down and talk. It's almost like they're waiting for more clarity. They're waiting for more knowledge as well. So we've got the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles talks about a collaboration. It talks about things coming together. It talks about building. Now, the threes, again, talk of creativity, but also understanding, again, that, the two of you are in this together, really. You have built and established something together. So this may be the reluctance, again, like I'm saying, like I was saying before with regards to, if the situation was to end, let's say it was a marriage and it was to end, who gets the house, who gets the car, who gets this, who gets that? Because this is something that's been built together, it's been established together, it's been, there has been like a collaboration here. So it's almost like you're not wanting to walk away from that. You're not wanting to, it's just a little bit harder than, let's say, if you was both living in your own places, let's say if you was both living separately, or, you had very separate lives and you were just dating. If you wanted to go your own separate ways, it'd be a lot easier. Whereas this is like something is very established. So it's almost like separating and going your own separate ways is a lot more difficult because there's a lot more to consider than just the two people that are involved. Okay, so we'll pull some cards from Doreen Virtue. We'll see if we can get any more from here. Any more messages for you in regards to this situation? Okay, so we've got give your relationship a chance. Okay, so give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So this is a message from Spirit saying work on your partnership. Give your relationship a chance. Maybe kind of hold back on the drinking and the the stepping outside of the scenario. I feel like there's more communication being had with outsiders than there actually is within the relationship. So there could be a need to really talk to your partner, sit down with them, have a discussion with them and say, look, what is it that you want from me? And talk about what it is that you need from them as well, and see if that you can both kind of get on the same page again. It's weighing heavy on both of you. I feel like you're both feeling this energy at the moment. And if that's the case, then it should be that little bit easier for you both to communicate, because you should be open to hear the other person's side of the story and how they're feeling and how they're viewing the situation. We've got true love here. So you may feel like this person is your true love. This person may be feeling this about you. So I do feel like there is love that's shared between the two of you. This is a romance of a lifetime. Maybe that's what's making it difficult, because the two of you are on very different paths. However, you do love each other. There is true love. But it's almost like, you know, you need to make a choice. Are you going to work on this partnership? Are you going to work on the relationship? Or are you going to step out on your own path? Because I do feel like your own paths are very, very opposite to each other. It's almost like you're both stuck in this middle ground. But if you both had a choice in which way you'd want to go, it's almost like you'd both go like that. The thing that's keeping you together is true love, but I just feel like it's a little bit stagnant. It's like, yeah, I love you, but is that enough? Is loving enough to just keep a relationship alive? You know, there has to be chemistry, there has to be exploration, communication, all of that other good stuff in order for a relationship to sustain itself. Love is not enough. Past life relationship. So this came up for Libra. So you could be dealing with a Libra, or you could have a Libra heavy in your chart. You have known each other before. So maybe this is someone that you've had a second go around with. Maybe this is someone that you connected with in a past life. But I do feel like there's an element of karma attached to this relationship. And especially with this card, it's almost like karma. This is a karmic partner. This is a relationship that was really intended to test your limits, to test your boundaries. It was really kind of to help you develop and grow as a person, and the other person too. I feel like maybe that karmic cycle is closing out now with the World card. It's almost like I've learned everything that I need to learn from you. I've learned everything about myself that I could possibly learn from you. Is it time? You know, I do love you. I really do love you. And I do want to give the relationship a chance. But it's almost like, you know, I just feel like there's this element of this situation is played out, so to speak, played out. It's almost like this karma is completed, this cycle's completed, and it's almost like now you just sat in the residue of that, and it's almost like you're both asking yourself, is this enough for me? Is this it? Is this what my life is going to be now for the rest of my life? And then we've got deception. So someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. And this is what I'm saying with regards to the drinking and the alcohol and the substance abuse. I feel like this is both of you. And again, take it how it resonates. But this is both of you. You're both wearing a mask in order for this relationship to sustain itself. And it's almost like once that mask's taken off and you both have this clear communication, you know, I feel like that's really what's going to set you on your way. Like, you're going to be able to make a decision. Should we stay together? Should we split up? I feel like you're both deceiving one another by not being honest about how you feel about the relationship. Okay, so we'll pull some final cards from this deck. This is a deck that I created for myself. There's so many cards in this deck, so bear with me because it's hard to shuffle. But we are getting sexuality is at play. So there is sexuality that's been highlighted here. So maybe there is some kind of mixed emotions with this Knight of Cups with regards to somebody's sexuality. So somebody could be, you know, really kind of in the head at the moment. Again, like I said, there is a physical connection here between you and this other person, but it's almost like sexuality is like a key indicator here. So you may have your suspicions, your partner may have suspicions about you, just something to do with sexuality. Okay, I do feel like sex is something that is connecting the two of you right now, but with regards to emotions, I just feel like, you know, someone is very, very wishy-washy. Someone is very, you know, non-consistent when it comes to their emotions, and it could have something to do with their sexuality. A beautiful woman. So a beautiful woman could be involved in this situation. Maybe somebody is wanting to kind of preserve their emotions, step outside the relationship to head towards somebody else. Maybe they find another beautiful woman sexually attractive, and that's where they're wanting to invest their energy, because they are holding back in this relationship. Maybe this is somebody they met whilst they was away. Again, like I said, because we have got travel indicated here, something to do with work. So it's almost like maybe you know, this true love. This could be somebody that feels like they're falling in love with somebody outside of the relationship, a beautiful woman. And I'm so sorry. So if you need confirmation, then that's it. So there could be an element of the fact that somebody has actually stepped outside of this relationship. We have got the Three of Pentacles showing up here, which talks about a third party, a third factor that's involved. We've got the Three of Cups again. So this could be symbolic of, you know, there's three people involved in this dynamic. There's three people involved in this dynamic. Okay, that's too many. Okay. So we'll just get another card from here. You know, this doesn't sound like a great reading, to be honest with you, Scorpio, but I do think that there's a lot of conversation. We've got I Want to Marry You that flipped out of the deck, the other way up, basically. So I want to marry you. So I feel like, because this is quite symbolic of a committed relationship already, I feel like somebody may have developed an attraction for somebody outside of this scenario, and it could be you as well. I am heartbroken. This could be the other person. So what I'm getting from this really quickly, because time's nearly up, is you are actually thinking about stepping outside of this relationship with this Ten of Swords. Sorry, you're thinking about ending this relationship with this Ten of Swords, but you're really in your head whether you should do that or not, because, you know, you've got this Two of Swords, which talks about trying to make a really hard decision. There's a beautiful woman that's involved in this dynamic, okay? And sexuality is a thing. So I'm not going to get into that too much because I'm reading for lots of people. So just bear that in mind. But these two cards are really what interest me. I want to marry you, okay? And I am heartbroken. So I feel like these are two opposing energies. So somebody really may be feeling like they want to marry somebody else. They may be actually vocalizing this once this conversation happens. It's almost like they're saying, I'm so sorry. You know, I really am not feeling this anymore. This situation is not working for me anymore. You know, I do love you. I really do love you. I do have emotion for you, but I'm ready to step outside this relationship because it's just not working. And I think we're both aware of that. And the other person is basically saying, I'm heartbroken. I'm truly heartbroken. So there is sadness that's attached to this reading, Scorpio, to be honest with you. But I just feel like, rather than this being like deceitful, I just feel like there could be emotions for other people outside this relationship. And it's really kind of putting a wedge between the two of you. It's really kind of putting you in this place of avoidance. Let's not bring this up. Let's not talk about it. Let's not discuss it. You know, there is an element of masking, using substances to mask, you know, over the situation. There is a physical connection. Like I said, the two of you may live together. It may just be a sexual one, but it's almost like that's the thing that's holding this whole thing together. It's almost like if you removed the home or if you took the passion away, this whole thing would come crumbling down. So that's the reading that I have for you, Scorpio. If you do resonate with this reading and you want a personal reading, all my details can be found in the description box below. I think I'm just going to leave it there for now, Scorpio, and until next time.